Alrighty, so Skengines recently had its Easter update, and it has been quite the treat to play. We got a ton of new Easter-themed cosmetics, an entire egg hunt event with a limited UGC item, and even a brand new boss fight, which is the first this game has ever seen. In fact, this boss fight is what I would like to mainly discuss today, and that is because, at least in my opinion, it feels a little disappointing. Now, don't get me wrong, this Easter update is probably my favorite out of any Skengines update, and I absolutely love the concept of a boss fight in a racing game. However, the Ozzy DS boss fight has some major flaws, and I want to bring those to light as well as some of my own suggestions on how to improve these imperfections for any future boss fights the game will have. With all of that being said, let's begin. Alright, so what exactly is this boss fight? In this battle, players go head-to-head in the Easter Temple map with an entity known as Ozzy Egg Diaz, which is a giant purple devil egg with the Stitch Face Roblox accessory. Now, this Easter Temple map is actually a battle mode map, so at the beginning of each round it is just you versus the other players. However, once the 2-minute mark is hit, Ozzy Egg Diaz spawns. This boss has one attack, that being that it can bounce around the arena and temporarily stun anyone who gets in its way. You can defeat Ozzy Diaz by hitting it multiple times with various offensive items found in the mystery boxes throughout the map. And if you do manage to kill the boss, you'll be rewarded the Ozzy Diaz badge and hat accessory, as well as some progress in the Egg Hunt event. Now, based on the description of the boss I just gave, it doesn't seem too bad. However, there are some facts and flaws which I had glossed over that I would like to discuss now, starting with the Easter Temple map as a whole. First of all, I would just like to say that I love the concept of this map. An Easter-themed temple being harbored deep in a jungle which hides a giant killer egg is something which I find very unique, and the out-of-bounds decorations as well as the music really make this map's theme come to life. However, the actual arena part of the map where the boss fight actually occurs is extremely empty. The entire arena is completely flat with barely any structures or details, which does seem kind of disappointing, especially when you look at the amazing job which was done in the areas outside of the map. So, how could this issue be fixed? Well, I understand that Easter Temple needs to be flat in order for the boss not to get stuck on certain structures, but I feel as if it can be improved in a way similarly to Arctic Valley from Bear Star. Now, for those who don't know, Arctic Valley is a Christmas boss map for another one of Cheat's projects, that being Bear Star. Arctic Valley, similarly to Easter Temple, has a generally flat layout, however it improves on this through various techniques. For one, instead of being completely flat, Arctic Valley has some hills and variation with the ground's elevation, which creates some depth to the overall playing field. Additionally, small structures such as trees are placed around the map to make it look more detailed. I believe that if small improvements like these were added to Easter Temple, it would help get rid of the emptiness. I also think that Easter Temple should have some larger, although more infrequent, structures, such as overgrown statues or fountains or something of that nature. Additionally, something else which really bugs me about this map is its game mode. You see, Easter Temple itself is not its own boss game mode, and instead it's just a battle mode map with the added threat of the Ozzy Egg DS boss. I believe that this is a poor decision, as it means the boss isn't designed to be the main priority of the map, even though it really should be. Furthermore, the feature which spawns the boss only when the 2-minute mark is reached feels really unnecessary, as it makes it so players have an even more limited time to attempt to defeat it. My suggestions on how to fix these issues is to make Easter Temple its own boss fight game mode, meaning players would be rewarded based on how much damage they did to the boss rather than how much they did to each other. Also, the boss time limitation should be removed, as it is quite stupid. Moving on from the map itself, the next issue I'd like to discuss about this boss fight is the boss itself. Now, although I don't have any problem with the boss's overall design and mechanics, I do have a problem with how players defeat it. You see, seeing how Easter Temple is designed to be a battle mode map and not a boss fight map, its item pool isn't designed for taking down Ozzy Egg Diaz. Based on my research, only 2, maybe 3 if you count the subspace trip mine, out of 9 items which can be obtained can actually damage the boss. And this means that it is quite difficult for players to actually defeat Ozzy Egg Diaz in the time they are given, as they don't have too many weapons at their disposal. The 2-minute boss time limitation I mentioned previously also doesn't help this either. So, how could this issue be fixed? Well, like I stated previously, I think that Easter Temple should have its own boss fight game mode which is actually focused on killing Ozzy Egg Diaz. I also think that more items should be able to damage the boss, such as oil spills or hot sauces. As an added bonus, keeping up with the trend that each different game mode has a different colored mystery box, I think it would be cool if this new boss game mode had the same blue colored mystery box seen in the secret room in the Ozymandias Ruins map. I just thought that would be cool. Anyways, that is basically all I wanted to say about the Easter Temple map in Skengines. It is definitely a good start to a cool boss fight game mode in the game, although I do feel like it needs some tweaks in order to be the best it can. How did all of you guys enjoy this Easter event? Thank you all for watching and I hope you enjoyed.